なるほどな。じゃあ、被害者渡部さんは時間になっても体育館に現れなかったと。
Okay, we're all connected. Hell of a late night stream, but I have the itch, so I gotta do it. Let's see, so the victim, Watabe-san, didn't arrive at the gym on time.
はい。
Yes.
そこで宮代君と和樹さん、それから有村さんが待っていたところ、彼がいきなり舞台に上がってきて、そこで事件は起きた。間違いないね。
So you three, Miyashiro-kun, Kazuki-san, and Armura-san were waiting when you suddenly appeared on stage, and then it happened? That's correct?
はい。
Yes. After that, we were all in a total daze, and everything happened very fast. The black-haired woman who had suddenly appeared called Detective Shinjo-san, who contacted the police station. Since our club was supposed to have an interview with him, we were questioned in our club room. During the questioning, we could hear students yelling outside and the sound of dozens of patrol car sirens, but all quickly faded back into silence. The police had suddenly sealed off the whole school. There had been no announcement about what was going to happen with the culture festival. After what happened, there was no way it wouldn't be shut down.
で、伊藤君と尾上さんは事件の前に渡部さんの控え室へ行ったんだよね。渡部さんとは会わなかったのかい？
So what then? Ito-kun and Onoe-san went to the room where Watabe-san was waiting before it happened, right? You two didn't see them? Huh? Am I a suspect? That's what Ito must have thought, because he suddenly started acting strange.
でも控え室には誰もいなかったんす。な、尾上。
Well, there's no one in the waiting room, right, Onoe? Yeah, it was empty.
生徒会の役員は渡部さんの世話をしてたはずだろ？
What about the student council? Someone was supposed to be taking care of him, right?
それもいなかったです。
They weren't there either. Sarika must have been surprised at the sudden question because she started to fiddle with her Garo Froggy cell phone strap.
おいお前。
Hey, you.
不愉快な音を立てるな。うるさい。
That sounds annoying. Stop it.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry. Damn, it's like, you irritate me. I'm gonna point out a habit you have that you're not yet aware of, that everyone notices. She must have only then realized that she was doing it because she quickly took her hand away from the strap.
尾上、落ち着け。誰もお前を疑ったりしないって。
Oh no, wait, calm down. No one thinks you did it.
ありがとう、タク。
Yeah, thank you, Taku.
有村さん、二人の言ってることは本当かな？
Armura-san, is what those two are saying true?
ええ、嘘じゃないですね。本当に誰もいなかったみたいですよ。
Yes, they're telling the truth. It looks like there was really no one else there. There was no doubt in her voice. From the look on her face, you'd think she knew the whole story. For some reason, Shinjo-san seemed to believe her.
そうか、了解だ。
I see. Got it. he'd believe every word Armura-san had said during the entire questioning. It was kind of strange. Because they're in on it. Or they're co-workers. Did the two of them trust each other that much?
一応聞いておくが有村さん、君は体育館に行く前は何をしていたんだ？
I guess I'll ask you as well, Armura-san. What were you doing before you went to the gym?
何言ってるんですか？直前まであなたたちと一緒にいたはずですけど。
What are you talking about? I was with you two until just before that. What? Why?
もしかして忘れてます？もしそうなら脳の精密検査を受けることをおすすめしますけど。
So when he says you two, does she mean Shinjo and Mio? Or does she mean Shinji and Taku? Not Shinji and Taku. Hana and Taku. Because it should be Hana and Taku, but the way she said it just made it sound like she was referring to the person who asked the question.
いや、もちろん分かっているさ。
So did I read that? Did you forget? If so, I'd recommend a thorough scan of your brain.
ただ念のためというやつで。
Oh, no, of course, I know that. I just have to ask. Shinjo-san scratched his head as if he didn't know how to respond. I take that back. There clearly wasn't any trust between the two of them. In fact, he didn't seem to know how to handle her. Then why would he trust what she said? Something felt strange. There's one more thing. Armura-san had said that she was with Shinjo-san until right before she came to the gym. Okay, so before she came to the gym, she was with Shinjo and Mio, but after she came to the gym, she was with Hana and Taku. Okay, got it. But there had been barely any time between Watabe-san's appearance on the stage and Shinjo-san's arrival. So what had Shinjo-san been doing at the culture festival?
まさか最初から何かが起こると予想してた。
Did he know something was going to happen? And then he got in touch with Armura-san ahead of time?
状況から考えると君たちが彼の死に関与していることはなさそうだ。しかしそうなると誰が？
From what I'm seeing, the odds of you people being involved in his death are low, but then who? Wakui. Who killed Watabe and how?
渡部さんが舞台に上がってきた時、怪しい人を見たりしていないか？
Did you see anyone suspicious when he's going up on stage?
はい、誰も。
No, no one.
君はどうだ？
What about you? Black-haired girl had been leaning against the wall with her arms crossed. She looked up.
残念ながら私が駆けつけた時現場はパニック状態だったからな。
Fortunately, no. By the time I got there, the place was already in a panic. So you're on the way there before it happened. Interesting. Well, actually, I guess you have a reason, because you have the Hekiho Academy uniform. Her voice was as mature and calm as her appearance. She was probably a third-year student, but I'd never seen her around the school before. Maybe the white lab coat was because she was part of the biology club or the science club, but what would a student be doing here with a detective?
まったく面倒なことだ。お前たちが犯人だったら簡単に済んでよかったんだが。
What a nuisance. If you people had been the killers, this would have been nice and easy.
それどういう意味です？
What does that mean?
どうもこうもそのままの意味だ。
It means what I said.
私からすればあなたの方が怪しいですけど。
From where I sit, you look a lot more suspicious than me.
私は犯人じゃない。ほら、どうだ。私が嘘をついているかどうか、お前が一番よくわかっているはずだが。
I'm not the killer. Well, You should know better than anyone if I'm lying. What a weird thing to say. I'm not the killer. Well? You should know better than anyone if I'm lying? What does she mean by that? Why would she know better than anyone if you are lying? Is it just because you both work together? Or is it because you guys know each other even far more than we realize? Like Aramura and Mio infiltrated the Committee of 300. Which would make sense considering Mio is, you know, working with Kurisu, and Aramura is likely a gigalomaniac. I just get that vibe. There's no confirmation, but I feel like it's impossible for her not to be. Aramura-san is clearly annoyed, but the black-haired girl didn't seem to care in the slightest.
まあまあ久野里さん、それくらいにしといてくれ。
Now, Kunosato-san, that's enough. Her name was Kunosato-san, then. Evidently, she knew Aramura-san, but it was clear from their conversation the two of them didn't get along. For some reason.
おい、お前。
Hey, you.
はい、僕ですか。
Yes. Me?
他に誰がいる？
Who else?
それは
Well,
さっきから何をジロジロ見ている？
what have you been staring at?
いえ、別に。
Nothing.
だったら下でも向いていろ。鬱陶しい。
Then look down or something, you're bothering me.
あ、
Oh my god.
い
She's so mean. So mean to Taku. Okay. I know why, but Kunosato-san seemed to have it out for me too, not just Aramura-san.
一体何なんだ。
What's going on here? What did I do? I've never met this girl before. Why is she acting like this?
いや、待てよ。
No. Wait a minute. Or am I wrong? We've actually met somewhere before. Did I do something to tick her off then? It was no good. I tried to remember and couldn't. But strangely,
彼女の声。
her voice. It felt like I'd heard that voice somewhere before. But where?
ダメだ。こういう時に限って思い出せない。
It's no good. I can never remember things when it really matters. It was really bugging me. There was nothing so useless as information that was inside of you that you couldn't retrieve when you needed it. Information was only valuable if you could use it.
とにかくもう一度確認させてくれ。君たちは舞台の下で対談を待っていた。だがいくら待っても渡部さんは現れず、伊藤君と尾上さんが様子を見に行った。
Anyway, let me just check this one more time. You were below the stage waiting for the interview to begin, but Watabe-san didn't show up on time, so Itokun and Onue-san went to check it on him.
その後しばらくして突然渡部さんが舞台に上がってきて、そこで倒れた。
A while
間違いないね。
later, Watabe-san came up on stage and collapsed. Is that correct? Okay.
はい。
Yes. So suddenly remembered the way Watabe-san had looked. His eyes were out of focus but full of terror. He was weeping tears of blood. His hand was stretched out as if seeking help, and the sumo stickers poured out of his mouth, covered in blood and vomit. I'm trying to think. Would it be possible for Shinji, Onoe, and Aramura to be in on this? I had already suspected Ito at one point. I forget what my reasoning was. I think it was just off of the name, but that was incorrect reasoning. Onaway was acting suspicious earlier, but I said that was a delusion and was actually Aramura. Maybe Aramura lied about being with Mio and Shinjo earlier, and they just had to all say it together to pass it off. I don't know. Everything's very suspicious right now. And the sumo stickers poured out of his mouth, covered in blood and vomit. It was a bizarre scene. I looked over at Aramura-san, and she must have remembered it too, because she was wincing.
両目から出血。口からは異物を嘔吐か。吐き出したのは力士シールと呼ばれる妙なシールだったな。
Blood was coming out both eyes. He was vomiting something up from his mouth. That something was those strange stickers they call sumo stickers, right?
検視は進んでいるのか、新庄さん。解剖はいつ行われる？
Is forensics doing their job right now, Shinjo-san? When's the autopsy?
子供たちの前でそこまでは。
Hey, not in front of the children.
子供たちの前か。
In front of the children, huh? Kunasato-san snorted, annoyed.
まあとにかく君たち新聞部には全員ちゃんとアリバイがある。心配しなくていいからな。
Well, anyway, all of you in the newspaper club have an alibi. You don't need to worry. I breathed a sigh of relief. Even if I knew I was innocent, I'd still be terrified of being arrested anyway.
ただ君と有村君、それと和樹君は事件を間近で見た目撃者だ。申し訳ないが、所轄の担当者が資料を作るのに協力してほしいと言ってる。
But you, Aramura-kun, and Kazuki-san were all Kazuki-kun were all witnesses to the death. I'm sorry, but the officer in charge of the station wants your help with the paperwork.
はいはい。やだって言ってもどうせ連れてくんですよね。
Yeah, yeah, you're taking us down there whether we want to go or not, right?
いや、別に君たちは被疑者じゃないから、あくまでも協力をだね。
No, you aren't suspects. We just want your help, that's all.
この前もそんなこと言ってましたけど。
That's what you said last time, wasn't it?
しかしなんだろうな、君たちは。
Ahem. But anyway, what is it with you people? Shinjo-san brushed his hand through his bangs. He didn't cut his hair for a while.
何がです？
Huh? With what?
前回の柿田さんの事件といい、先日の彼女クルス・ノノさんの死傷事件といい、ここのところ怪しい事件といえば必ず君たちが関わっている。
First there's Kakito-san's death, then that other girl, Kurusu Nono-san, got stabbed. Whenever something weird happens lately, you're involved.
これは偶然なんだろうか。
Is that really just a coincidence?
それは
Well, he was right. Even ignoring what happened to Kurusu, this was another potential homicide, like revolving dead. But we're just innocent bystanders. I mean, you could say the same about Aramura. You could say, oh, well, she was at Kakida-san's, and she was at this one too. You could say that the entire Hekiho school is a little suspicious. But we're just innocent bystanders. I knew that better than anyone.
僕たちは本当にたまたま。
It's really just a coincidence.
たまたま？
Coincidence? Kunosato interrupted me.
本当にたまたまなのか？お前たちが気づいていないだけで何かある可能性は？事件を呼び寄せるような何かが。
Are you really sure about that? Or is there a chance that there's something that's making all this happen around you, and you just don't know what it is? I tried to say something back to her, but couldn't. Her eyes were that cold and she looked at me. Damn it, what's with this girl?
あの
I was starting to get angry, and that was enough to get me to open my mouth.
僕あなたに何か
Did I?
なんだ
What? I regretted immediately. She was scary.
その
Well,
言いたいことがあるならはっきり言え。時間の無駄だ。
if you want to say something, say it. You're wasting time.
じゃあ聞かせてもらいますけどその僕あなたに何かしましたか
Then I'll ask you, did I do something to upset you?
ああ
そのなんだかすごく嫌われてるような
You seem to really dislike me.
いや僕の気のせいだったらすみません
No. If it's just my imagination, then I'm sorry.
気にしない方がいいですよ、先輩。この人は誰に対してもこんな感じですから。
You shouldn't worry about it, senpai. She's like that with everyone. With everyone? Is that true? That was okay, then.
誰に対してもというのは違うな。お前たちに対してだけだ。
Not with everyone. Only with you people.
お前たち
With us people?
ああ、そうだ。お前たちだ。
Yeah, that's right. You people. Does she mean me and Aramura-san? Or
もしかして以前どこかで
have we met before somewhere?
いや。お前のその新規臭い顔を見るのは初めてだ。
No, this is the first time I've ever seen your irritating, gloomy face. Is it people with Chaos Child Syndrome? Gigalomaniacs? Damn it. Then why does she have to be such a bitch? Oh my god. Oh. I don't think Shinjo is a gigalomaniac. He doesn't seem like one. I doubt Ito is one either. Onoe might be. Maybe she's just referring to people she thinks are like insignificant or lesser.
とにかく手口から見て今回の事件もこれまでの猟奇事件との関連性が疑われる。
Anyway, given the nature of this death, it's possible that this is related to other incidents.
ニュージェネの狂気の再来っすか？
You mean the return of the new gen madness? The strange way that Watabe had died, and the fact that today was October 10th. Just like Shinjo-san said, it was possible there was a connection.
ああ、司法解剖の結果を待たなければ断定はできないが、日付と犯行の異常性は一致する。
Yeah, but we'll have to wait for the autopsy to know for sure, but the date and bizarre nature of the crimes match.
ところで宮代君、聞いてもいいか？
By the way, Miyashiro-kun, can I ask you a question?
はい、何でしょうか
Yes, what is it?
あのボードは君たちが？
Did you put together that board? Shinjo-san was looking at the map that we'd put together for all the case.
はい、そうですけど
Yes, that's right.
ちょっと見せてもらってもいいかな？
May I take a look? Shinjo-san stood up without waiting for my answer and walked over to the board. Kunosato-san moved away from the wall and followed him.
これ、どう思う？
What do you think of this?
そうだな。
Good question. The two of them started to whisper to each other. I tried to listen in, but I couldn't make it out. With nothing else to do, I whispered to Aramura-san.
あの久野里って人うちの生徒なのか
Does Kunosato go to our school? For some reason, Armura-san was staring at me in surprise.
僕何か変なこと言った？
Did I say something weird?
いえ、先輩がタメ口だったから。
No, you just stop being so stiff and formal, senpai. I must have been so distracted by everything that was going on that I didn't notice.
ごめんなさい、つい。
I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
いえ、そのままでいいです。私は前からそうしてくれと言ってましたし。
No, it's fine. I've been telling you to do that for a while now.
わかりまし。じゃなくて、わかったよ、有村さん。
I understand. I mean, I got it, Armor-san.
有村。
Aramura.
さんもつけなくていいです。
It's fine without the son.
わかった。有村。
Okay, Aramura. First, the two of us have been together at the scene of Watabe's death. Now we have had that strange, arrogant woman angry at us. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Maybe that's why I was finally able to talk to her normally.
それで、何の話でしたっけ？
Also, I just realized something. Aramura outed herself when she said that Kunosato is like that to everyone. Because she basically just admitted that she's been around Kunosato enough that they've basically interacted with the same people, which is like such a dead giveaway. Because unless she goes to the school, then how would you know that? Anyway, what were we just talking about?
だからあの人。
Oh, her. The two of them were still talking about something in front of the map I just made.
知らないんですか？先輩と同じ3年生だそうですよ。と言っても、ほとんど学校に来たことないらしいですけど。
You don't know? She's a third year student like you, senpai, though supposedly she almost never comes to school.
学校に来ないって不登校ってこと？
She doesn't come to school? She's a truant?
さあ、私もそこまでは。
I can't say for sure. So she was in my grade, but I was sure I'd never seen her at school. Ito and Caruso had a lot of connections. Would they know her?
っていうかそもそも何者なんだ？僕たちのこと嫌ってるみたいだけど。
Anyway, who is she? She doesn't seem to like us.
さあ。
I don't know.
さあって知り合いなんだろ？
Wait, I thought you knew her.
私もこの前会ったばかりで詳しいことは知りません。ただ。
I just met her a while ago and don't know the details.
ただ。
Our conversation was cut off by the sound of a phone.
失礼。
Excuse me. Shinjo-san took his phone out of his pocket. It was an old Japanese flip phone. Who still used one of those in 2015? I started to worry about whether a wrong-sider like that was capable of solving this case at all.
ああ、そうか。わかった。それじゃあ。
Oh, I see. Got it. I'll be on my way. Someone must have told him to go somewhere. He folded up his phone and put it back in his pocket, then turned to face us.
俺たちは先に失礼する。君たちの迎えは少し後になると思うが、くれぐれも協力頼むな。
We're leaving now. Someone will be coming to pick us up later. Please just help the guy out, okay?
はあ。
わかりました。
Fine.
だからそうめんどくさそうな顔するなって。時間がかからないように手は打っておく。それじゃ頼んだぞ。
Come on, don't look so annoyed. I'll make sure it doesn't take too long. Anyway, I'm counting on you. Shinjo-san motioned to Kunosata-san. The two of them left the room. She left. Kunasato-san gave us one last cold glance. The room felt silent. No one felt like talking, so we started to take out our phones or read magazines. He said it'd be a while before the police would arrive to pick us up. The only thing we could do was kill time.
な
I tried to talk to Aramura, but she either didn't hear me or was ignoring me. She was playing with her phone too. She seemed to be trying to get in touch with someone. It looked like she had a lot of friends, so she may have been asking someone what happened with the culture festival.
あもう一度事件の整理をしてみるか
Maybe I'll go over the case again.
ねえタク
Circus stopped me as I started to head for the board.
どうした尾上
What is it, Onoe?
能力者ってなんだろうね。
What exactly is a psychic?
は
Psychic? Wait, psychic? Like those con artists you see running dingy little shops? It can't be. You're saying Watabe just pulled a stunt in front of people?
なんだそれラノベかなんかの話か
We're talking about a manga or something?
さっき新藤さん
No, just now. Shindo-san.
新庄さんか
Shinjo-san, you mean?
さっき新庄さんが制服の上に白衣着た人とそんなことを。
Yeah, Shinjo-san was just talking about them with a girl in the white lab coat. Psychics. Is she talking about, is he talking about espers? Which was the word Mizami used to describe Nishijo Takami in Chaos Head Noah. So, is that just another word for gigalomaniac in this case? Because I don't imagine Shinjo knows what a gigalomaniac is. Yeah, Shinjo-san was just talking about them with the girl in the white lab coat.
お前二人の話聞こえたのか
You actually hear what they were saying? It's true that the two of them had been mumbling in front of the board. I could barely hear it, but Seriko was evidently able to make out some words from where she was sitting.
歴史シールの不可思議な現象とか能力者がなんとかとか事件に関係あるのかなって。
Something about the strange phenomenon that sumo stickers and sidekicks. I wondered if it had something to do with the case. If they were talking about it now, then of course it had something to do with the case. But still, psychics? Like a mind reader or something? Or someone who could move stuff with his brain? They didn't think this was all being caused by psychics with superpowers or something, did they?
いくらなんでも警察がそんなこと真面目に
There's no way the police would seriously think that, right?
聞き間違いじゃないのか
You sure you didn't mishear it? Both Ito and Kazuki are looking at her questioningly.
そうかな。確かにそんな風に聞こえたんだけど。
I don't think so. I'm sure that's what I heard.
なあ有村何か心当たりはないか
Hey Armura, do you have any idea what she's talking about? She spent time with Shinjo-san, so maybe she knew, but
有村
ああ、何ですかそれ。私アニメとか見ないんで。
huh? Oh, what's that? I don't watch anime. She didn't really seem interested. Well, that's what most people our age would think when they heard the word psychic.
尾上他に何か聞こえなかったか新庄さんたちの話
Oh no, did you hear anything else they said?
他にはね、
Anything else? Huh. She was about to open her mouth. But then the sound of the door opening cut her off. Who came in? Is it Wakui? Oh!
おい、宮代くん、和樹くんいる？それに有村くんも。
Called it. He came to check up on his witnesses. Hey, Miyashiro, Kazuki-kun, are you here? Armura-kun, too. Look at him. Working with our father in order to turn Chaos Child's orphans, Earthquake orphans, into psychics. Huh.
先生
Sir?
よーしよし、おとなしくしてるね。そろそろ警察に行くよ。
Good, good. You're all still here. It's time to go to the police station.
警察の人が迎えに来るんじゃ
Huh? I thought the police were coming to get us.
引率係だよ。君たちは別に犯罪者じゃないし、あくまでもうちの生徒だからね。警察に呼ばれたなら僕が連れて行くのが筋だと思って。
I'm going with you. You're not criminals. You're just students at this school. If the police want to talk with you, I think it makes sense for me to take you there.
どうだい？僕っていい教師だろ？
Well, aren't I a good teacher? Oh, is that what your profession is? A teacher? Or are you something else? As if you'd actually ever done anything for us as our advisor. But still, I felt just a little relieved.
それじゃ行こうか。ああ、伊藤君と尾上君はすぐに帰宅すること。いいね。
Alright, let's go. Oh, Ito-kun and Onoe-kun. You two are going to go home immediately, got it?
ういっす
Right.
はーい。
Okay. The two of them started to get ready.
先生
Sir,
なんだい？
what is it?
その文化祭はどうなるんでしょうか
What's going to happen with the culture festival?
さあ、今ちょうど会議中でどうなるかはまだわからないね。
I don't know, they're having a meeting about it right now. That's all he said before he left the room. It's strange. Why'd I ask that?
文化祭なんて別にどうでもよかったのにな
I don't care about the culture festival anyway.
嘘ね。
You're lying.
え
Lying? How? I wanted to ask what she meant, but it was clear that she wasn't going to tell me. She followed Mr. Wakui out into the hallway.
どうかした宮代君。
What's wrong, Miyashiro-kun? I could hear her from outside the room.
ん？
Kazuki looked over at me and made a let's go gesture.
あ
There was something that I wanted to know no matter what. What Sarika had just said. About Shinjo-san and Kunosato-san seriously discussing the word psychics. Mr. Waku's entrance had interrupted our conversation, but I wasn't sure if it was okay to really write the idea off as silly nonsense.
すみませんこれから警察行くなら結構時間かかりますよね
Excuse me. If we're going to go to the police station, it's going to take a lot of time, right?
そうなるだろうね。
Probably, yeah.
だったら貴重品とかまとめて持って行ってもいいですか置きっぱなしっていうのもなんなんで
Then can I gather up my things and take them with me? I don't want to leave them here.
ああ、確かに。有村君、君も自分の教室へ行って持ってきなさい。僕は昇降口で待ってるから。
Oh, you're right. Armura-kun, you go to your classroom and get your things, too. I'll wait at the entrance.
はい。
Okay. I listened to the two of them walk away. Okay. That should buy me a little time.
おい尾上
Hey, on away.
お？どうしたのタク？
Hmm? What is it, Taku?
さっきの話の続きだけどな聞かせてくれないか
Shh. Can you tell me more about what you were saying before? Max Cady. I feel like that's a new name. 214, one person in chat, 223. Max Katie's joined the channel. Okay. Where's the target? Being questioned for their involvement in the case. The suspect, it appears unlikely, but they may finally know. It's understood. Continue, of course. This is Mr. Wackoey. October 10th, Saturday. What the? Oh, it was an autopsy. Shinjo grimaced. The smell of death was enough to make him nauseous. Watabe Tomoaki's body had been taken to a university hospital and put on an autopsy table less than 2 hours after his death. Normally an autopsy would never be held this quickly. There was paperwork that needed to be filled out and the family needed to agree. But Watabe's death was so bizarre that cause of death needed to be found as soon as possible. Shinjo had taken a hard line with his superiors and used rather forceful methods to get the family's permission to perform a lightning-fast autopsy. The police force as a whole seemed determined to avoid a repeat of the failures 6 years ago. What was truly unexpected was Kunosato's statement that she would attend the autopsy as well. Since he couldn't let a civilian, especially a high school girl, attend an autopsy unsupervised, he'd been forced to go with her. The hospital's autopsy room was kept clean and very different from the musty atmosphere you often saw in foreign movies. But to Shinjo, the invisible smell of death was still thick in the air. It was nothing like seeing a body at a crime scene. It was almost physically uncomfortable. But Kunosato and Mio, as far as he could tell, didn't seem bothered at all. Shinjo and Kunosato are watching the autopsy from the waiting room next door. The wall had glass to allow them to see into the room. The external and internal examinations had been completed, and now they were opening up the stomach and examining it. What do you mean internal examinations are completed if you hadn't opened up the stomach? Isn't that kind of part of the internal? Okay.
君はこうなることを予見していたのか?
Did you expect this to happen?
予見
Expect?
今日わざわざ渡部の対談を見に行くと言い出したのはなぜだ?
Why did you insist on going to see Watabe's interview today?
それどころか有村ひなえにも渡部と接触するよう昨日から指示していたんだろ?
Not only that, you ordered Aramura Hinae to make contact with Watabe yesterday. Would Kunosato be behind it?
まさか実は君が黒幕だとかいうオチはやめてくれよ。
Don't tell me you're actually the one behind all this, okay?
そうできるならそうしてもいいかもな。
If I could do it, maybe I would. Shinjo couldn't tell if she was serious or not. He'd spent the last several days with her, but he still had no idea what she was thinking.
渡部が殺されるかもしれないという予感はあった。予感を確信に変えるために有村に接触するように指示したんだ。
I did think that Watabe might be killed. I told Aramura to make contact with him so I could be sure.
だがまさか今日殺されるという予想はしていなかった。
I certainly didn't expect that he would be killed today.
有村ひなえが渡部に接触すると何がわかるんだ?
What would he have learned if Aramura Hinae had been able to make contact with Watabe? She didn't answer him, even though he was sharing police information with her. Would it really kill her to be a little more cooperative?
渡部はあの若さでスクープを連発しすぎていたと思わないか?
Don't you think Watabe landed too many big scoops in his short career?
ああ。それが何か?
Yeah, what about it? Just as he spoke, he heard a muffled moan come from the coroner. What the? There were microphones in the autopsy room that let them hear anything said there.
どうしたんだろう?
What's wrong? I can't believe this.
どうしたんだ?
What's going on? Shinjo pounded on the glass and motioned for the coroner to explain. The coroner nodded and moved the body so that they could see it better, then he held up a pair of tweezers. He plunged the tweezers into Watabe's open abdomen. From where Shinjo and Kunosato were standing, they couldn't see inside. The tweezers seemed to grab something. Look at this. That was all he said as he lifted up the tweezers. Between them was a sumo sticker in excellent condition. I mean, we knew there were sumo stickers in his stomach. But this is a different one. Because this one has two hairlines. implying 2 temples, and the eyes are cut off between here. There's also this window. Is this a location that they're supposed to find? Sumo sticker in excellent condition. This was found in the stomach.
綺麗すぎるな。
It shouldn't look like that. Wasn't twisted or broken. Sticker was also entirely intact. That's not all. This is insane. Suddenly, Kunosato opened the door leading into the autopsy room.
おい勝手に
Hey, you can't just... You couldn't go in there without changing your clothes or disinfecting yourself. You tried to tell her that, but gave up. It was more important to find out what the coroner had seen. So he followed her in, even though he knew he wasn't supposed to. The coroner said nothing. He just stood there silently holding his tweezers. Even Kunosato was shocked by what she saw inside the body. So was Shinjo.
これは
This is... He covered his mouth with a handkerchief. It was just too bizarre. Watabe's stomach was so swollen, it seemed ready to burst. Inside his stomach, he could see not just dozens, but hundreds of sumo stickers.
まだちゃんと確認はしていないが、食道にも異常なほどの膨張が見られる。
We haven't confirmed it yet, but the esophagus showed similar signs of swelling.
シールが途中で詰まっている可能性が高い。
There's a good chance that it's filled with stickers as well.
考えられる死因は
What's the most likely cause of death? What do you think?
窒息死だろうな。
Probably suffocation.
つまりこういうことか。
So, is this what you're telling me?
渡部は窒息するほど何枚も何枚も何枚も
Watabe swallowed sticker after sticker after sticker?
力士シールを飲み込んでいたと。
Until he eventually suffocated? No one, not Shinjo or the coroner, said a word. By the time Kazuki and I got back from the station, the school looked completely different. The bustling school building was now almost completely empty. All the police tape was gone except from the gym. The death had occurred. They must have finished their examination of the area. From the looks of things, if I went back to the classroom, I probably wouldn't find anyone there. But for now...
Huh?
Who is it?
ああ、タク、花ちゃん、おかえり。
Oh my god, they're being really suspicious. Was I right? Oh my god, was I right? Ito, Onoe, and Aramura are all in on it. There's no fucking way, right? Oh my god. I just realized something. Oh wait, but that wouldn't work because the security footage showed that no one was knocking on the door. Because my hypothesis was that Onoe and Taku go to the Love Hotel. They go into the room. The door locks behind them. And they hear the knocking. And my idea was that Ito locked the door and was knocking on it. That's where the third person came from. But I don't think he was on the security cams. How would he have done that? Oh my god. I don't know. Would Ito have also found a way? No, because... Yeah, that had to be Aramura's delusion. There's no way that Ito knew the password to Taku's phone. Because he deactivated his phone, so it wouldn't have mattered. Everyone is very suspicious right now. That's how you know this game is well written. I think we can safely rule out Mio and Shinjo, because they wouldn't have shown up to the autopsy if they knew how it happened.
なんだ、思ったより早かったな。
Hey, you're back faster than I expected. Soraka and Ito were there.
有村は
Where's Haramura?
警察からまっすぐ帰った。もしかして僕たちを待っててくれたのか？
Why are you concerned about Aramura, huh? She went straight home after we left the station. Were you guys waiting for us?
誰が好き好んで野郎を待たなきゃいかんのだ。和樹のことを待ってたんだよ。
Haha, why do I want to wait for a guy? I've been waiting for Kazuki. Kazuki gave Ito a little bow.
花ちゃん、騙されちゃダメだよ。しんちゃんは片付けに時間がかかってるだけだから。
Hana-chan, don't let him trick you. Shin-chan's just being slow about cleaning up.
ん？
こらこら、言うなお前は。
Hey, don't tell her that. Well, that's what I figured, but felt a lot better. I could still see that awful corpse when I closed my eyes. Since I hadn't eaten anything since this morning, there's nothing to go up my throat except stomach acid. So this is a Roblox Notes Elite spoiler, but I'm going to be assuming that you've already watched it or seen it. So in Roblox Notes Elite, you actually play into the bad guy's hand by finding all the Kimijima reports and unleashing the truth. And in this case, it might be the same thing, where you're playing into Aramura Onoe in Ito's hand by finding the truth. At the very least, we know Aramura had the slip of paper in her wind chime thing. She's the first instance of let the truth be found, and then Onoe later eventually says at the day of Watabe's death, says to Taku like something about finding the truth or whatever, or please find the truth. So though that's a connection there, I don't think that's a coincidence. Because of that, my esophagus is starting to hurt. Just being able to talk to everyone like this made me feel a lot better.
あ、でも片付けってことはやっぱ中止なのか、学祭。
Oh, but if you're cleaning up, does that mean they canceled the festival?
うん。タクが出てった後、アナウンスがあって。
Yep, there's an announcement right after you left.
そっか。もしかしたら延期って可能性もあるかと思ったんだけど。
I see. I was thinking they might just postpone it.
ま、しゃあねえわな。なんたって殺人だからな。
Well, it makes sense. There's a murder after all. And since it might have to do with all the other strange deaths, the school probably didn't have much of a choice.
で、お前らの方はどうだったんだよ。犯人扱いとかされなかったか？大丈夫か？
So how'd things go for you? They didn't treat you like the killers, did they? Did it go okay?
なんで僕が疑われるんだよ。むしろ重要な目撃者だぞ。
Why would they suspect me? I'm an important witness.
だからじゃねえか。ミステリーで目撃者っつったら容疑者確定だろ。
That's the reason, though. In a mystery, the witnesses are always suspects.
刑事ドラマの見過ぎだって。
You watch too many detective shows. But still, just like Shinjo-san had said earlier, it would make sense if they suspected me, I think. Shinjo or Shinji? Because this is Shinji, right? And Shinjo is the detective. This was the second time after the revolving dead incident that someone had died near me. Oh, he's just referring to the previous line from
それに
Shinjo.
してもさ、本当に今日事件が起こるなんてな。これで俺たちの推測は当たってたってことだな。
Anyway, something really did happen today. That means our guess was right, doesn't it? Oh my god. What a time to mention what Shinjo-san had said earlier. This was the second time after the revolving dead incident that someone had died near me. But at both of those incidences, was it really just Taku there? Who else is near Taku during the revolving dead incident and now this one? Who else? Was it not Onoe there too? Was it not Shinji who was supposed to be close behind, but he stayed back because he wouldn't be able to play off as like a customer? Like the reason Onoe and Takaru went up first was because they could pass off as patrons, right? Or customers. But Shinji was there too. And you know who else was there? Oh my god, that's so suspicious. Remember when Karusu went to remove the camera and then got stabbed, and then the stabber ran away, and then I think it was Gen-san that stopped the stabber. Was Ito there too? I thought I heard something about Ito being there too, but that might just be incorrect. Okay, yeah, I think I'm wrong about Ito being there. But still, with the previous two examples, these two motherfuckers are always there with you when it happens. Anyway, something really did happen today. That means our guess was right, doesn't it?
そうだな。
Dude, their stares are piercing into my soul. Yeah. I leaned my tired body back into a chair and looked at the map on the wall. Now there's even more evidence. We could be certain at this point that what happened this morning was in some way related to New Gen Madness. We still didn't know who had done it or why. Do we have a reason for why Gensan was there conveniently after Karusu got stabbed? The only person who could have told Gensan to be there would be Onoe, right? I guess Karusu also knows Gensan, but Onoe knows Gensan. I don't know if Ito knows Gensan. That's suspicious. I think Onoe told Gensan to be there. We still don't know who had done it or why. The sumo stickers that made me sick every time I saw them were the only clue we had.
しかも今回の渡部の殺人にはそれが直接凶器として使われていた。
And this time, they were used as a murder weapon in Watabe's death.
は？なんだって？
Huh? What did he say? To be honest, I didn't really want to remember that. There's no way to know this unless you experienced it for yourself, but seeing something in a video and seeing it in person were two radically different things. The biggest difference was the smell. Even if there was no blood, like this morning, there was still a unique stench in the air. Part of it was the smell of vomit and the excrement that slid out of the body after the muscles had relaxed. But it was more than that. There was a unique stench that corpses possessed. The smell of death, you might call it. Whenever I saw the body in my mind, I remember that scent.
警察の話だと渡部の死因は窒息死だよな。口の中に例のシールがいっぱいだったんだろ。
The police say he suffocated, right? His mouth was full of sumo stickers.
シールを口に入れられて喉に詰まっちゃったのかな。
Did they jam the stickers in his mouth until he choked?
犯人はなんでそんなことしたんだ？つうかさ、そもそも今までの事件と犯人が同じだと思うか？
Why did the killers do that? And wait, do you think it's the same guy who committed the other murders too?
どういうこと？
What do you mean?
だってなあ。
Because, you know. This is a weird line of dialogue. Why'd the killer do that? And wait, do you think it's the same guy commit the other murders too? I mean, I'd imagine that these things are probably committed by the same, at least, group of people or same entity. And Onori said, "What do you mean? Why would she not know what that means? Like, because you know what?" Ito stopped and shrugged. I knew what he was trying to say. If we assume that all these incidences were related, compared to Don't Look, Audio Bleed, and Revolving Dead, this murder seemed very different. The killer had jammed sumo stickers in the victim's mouth until he choked. It was cruel, sure, but also felt sloppy, brutal, and crude. I mean, Audio Bleed was a little sloppy, brutal, and crude. But
僕だって最初はそう考えたよ。警察から話を聞くまではね。でも
I thought so too until I heard what the police were saying, but when I was leaving the station, I heard the cops talking about the results of the autopsy. You know what's strange? Okay, I don't know if this is just a Taku thing, but remember whenever, like, Ito, Onoue, or Taku are watching footage that they have? Well, at least Taku always gets like, ooh, I don't want to look at that. Like, the video always makes him very nervous. I guess Onoue does that too, but only for, like, the stickers. She's not afraid of much of anything she sees in the video except the stickers. That's what creeps her out. And then Shinji, I don't think is really creeped out by anything he sees. I don't know if that's a coincidence that it's just Taku that's freaked out by the videos, but maybe Onoue and E2 are used to looking at it because they're the ones that did it. They said Watabe's stomach was filled to the brim with sumo stickers, so this case was every bit as weird as the other three. I don't even know how you'd pull that off. I tried to get out of the chair, but I was still a little tired, so I staggered a bit.
すべての事件の特徴を順を追って見てみると、今回の事件も明らかに同一の事件に属するものじゃないかと思えるんだ。
Actually, I think the mechanism behind Watabe's death might be the same as, like, Don't Look, and also, like, Finger Food, where they just like, oh, I'm so hungry, and I'm eating this thing, and my hunger is never satiated. That was part of Finger Food, and they don't realize what they're eating. That's part of Don't Look and Finger Food. So I imagine he was just hungry. He was eating. He's like, oh, I need to eat more of this delicious whatever. And then when delusion wears off, it's all sumo stickers. It seems to me that if you look at all the incidents in order, it's clearly part of the same set.
これまでの事件と共通点があるってこと？
You mean there's something this has in common with the incidences before?
それを聞いてほしい。順を追って話せ。
That's what I want to talk about. I'll go over everything in order. That's right. What I was about to explain included a critical factor that we'd never even considered before. It was what I talked to Serica about before I left for the police station.
さっきの話の続きだけどな。聞かせてくれないか？
Can you tell me more about what you were saying before?
さっきの話？
Before?
言ってたろ。新庄さんと黒里さんの話。能力者とか不可思議なこととか。
You said that Shinjo-san and Kunosato-san were talking about psychics and some kind of mystery.
ああ、なんだっけ。
Oh, what was that again?
そうそう、なんかね、変なんだって。これまでの事件が。
I remember. They said all the incidents so far were really weird.
そりゃ変だろ。 だからこそ僕たちだって追っかけてるわけだし。
Of course we're. That's why we're investigating them.
ああ、そういう意味じゃなくてね、死んだ被害者の人たちが。
Oh no, that's not what they meant. The people who died.
最初の犠牲者、こっちみんなの人のニヤ生のタイトル知ってるよね。
Do you remember the name of the first victim's stream? The one in the don't look case. It was something like something about predicting the future or whatever.
俺氏、
Or
未来が見えてしまう剣だろ。
TIL, I can see the future. Does TIL mean today I learned? But I imagine, I don't know, how's that work in translation?
本当にね、その未来を予知できたのかもって。
They're saying maybe he really could see the future. Oh. Okay. Yeah. This was something I mentioned in the very closer to the beginning after the audio bleed, where I was like, okay, the first person has future sight. The second person has like a bewitching voice. The third one was Kakita. I don't know if that really. We don't know anything about him. He just works at SafeWorks. And the fourth one is Watabe. They're like, how does he get all these scoops? Is he there at the right place at the right time because he's a psychic? But also, I think that was just because he makes stuff up if he has to, right? Like when he made up that sticker because he doesn't care about the truth. They're saying maybe he really could see the future. Huh? That's crazy. Was it some kind of joke?
で、次の音漏れ単なんだけど、ライブに来てた人が変だったんだって。
And this next one was audio bleed. They said that the people who came to our concerts are kind of weird.
変ってどういう意味だ？
Weird? How?
なんか熱に浮かされてたみたいな感じ。歌自体は大したことないんだけど、歌声に取りつかれたみたいな。
They were all in some kind of fever trance or something. The songs themselves were nothing special, but it was like they were obsessed with her voice. These are all things that could, in theory, be done by someone, by a gigalomaniac, through mutual recognition, I suppose.
なんだよそれ。よくわかんないな。
What? I don't really get what you're saying.
そんなこと言われても、そう言ってたんだもん。
I don't know. That's just what they were talking about.
まあいい。で、次の回転デッドは？
Oh, is this why, Mio, I forget her last name, Sato something? Is this what Mio is talking about? Like, maybe Mio's a psychic, but psychics are getting killed left and right? And Mio resents non-psychics for being normal and not being murdered? I don't know, it's just a possibility. Whatever, did he say something about Revolving Dead too?
バイトなのに業績がすごく良かったって。
Supposedly he was just a part-timer, but he made a lot of sales.
それは単に有能だっただけじゃないのか？
That's not just because he was good at his job? You're telling me this guy had a power to...
そうなんだけどね。なんかこう、相手の望んでることがわかるっていうか、もしかしたら盗聴でもしてるんじゃないかって陰で言われてたみたい。
Yeah, but it's more like he knew exactly what his clients wanted. Some people started a rumor that he was actually bugging people's offices.
私が聞いたのはこれで全部だけど。
That's everything I heard.
いや、上出来だ。よくそこまで聞き取ってくれたな。
Yeah, great job. Thanks for catching all that. What if... Yeah, I don't know. I was about to say, what if the reason these people know all the right words to say and can predict the future and stuff like that is because they're doing the time travel thing that was introduced in Steins Gate, but then I realized that wouldn't really work for the audio bleed. Was her name like Momone? Yeah, that like time travel wouldn't give you a bewitching voice, so probably not that. Yeah, great job. Thanks for catching all that.
もしかして役に立つ？
Was it useful? Yeah. Shinjo-san and Kunosato-san were talking very softly, so I hadn't been able to hear them at all. It was definitely thanks to Serika that we had this information, but still.
能力そんなまさか
Psychic powers? That's impossible.
おーい宮代くんまだなのか？
I guess. Huh. Hey, Miyashiro-kun, are you ready yet?
あ、すみませんすぐ行きます
Oh, sorry, I'll be right there. After what I'd heard from talking to Serika, it was unbelievable, but if I looked at all the cases so far in light of that,
すべてを確かめるためにもう一度事件を整理してみるから
I'm going
見
to
て
go,
てくれ
I'm going to go over the case once more to make sure of all this. Take a look. I turned to face the board on the wall. When I did so, I could feel strength coming back to my tired body and mind. Good, I was fine. What happened this morning hadn't made me afraid. Everyone looked at the Shibuya map, even Kazuki.
なんだ円数2をプレイするんじゃないのか
What? You're not going to play ESO too? I guess after the last incident, she's a little more interested in this now. For some reason, Kazuki always participated when we use this. Well, whatever. I should start with the first case. The key points to focus on were what I'd heard from Serika before going to the police station and what I knew about the victims. Together, they implied that
そうかやっぱりそういうことなのか
I see, so that's it. No, wait, that can't be right.
けどそう考えれば全ての辻褄が合う
That would explain everything. Actually, there are a lot of things that can only be explained that way. My mind was racing. And soon I felt curiosity welling up within me that overrode the terror and disgust I'd felt at the scene of the murders.
やっぱりそうだ信じられないけれどありえる
Yeah, that has to be it. It's unbelievable, but it's possible. It's probably a stupid idea. But if it were true, it would be incredible. It would change everything we thought we knew about the world.
なんだよ気持ち悪いな急に変な笑い声出すなよ
What is it? It's creepy when you just laugh like that out of nowhere.
だってね、なんかいつものタクに戻ったなって。
Nothing, I'm just glad to see you back to normal. Ooh. Here's what my mind is thinking. Onoe really likes it when Takaru is invested in solving the case. The complete opposite of Nono-chan. So, the question is, why? Because she wants the truth to be found. Just like Aramura. And the whole, oh, we need to, just like Roblox Notes Elite, all the stuff I mentioned earlier, introducing propaganda to stir up whatever. But in Roblox Notes Elite, they brought the Kimijima reports were propaganda in order to basically take eyes off of, what was it? Tanagashima Island. So they could launch the black hole bomb. But in this case, I don't think... I don't know. Are they, like, creating a black hole bomb? Hell if I know. What? How would Kotaku, being so invested in this case, aid them if they were the new gen killer 2.0?
Oh.
Now that I thought about it, I got so excited that I've forgotten about the nightmares that are going on around me. I should get back on topic.
僕は気づいたんだ。
I realized something. That you are the new gen
繋がら
killer.
ないかもしれないけど、事件の全容を知る上で、いや、ひょっとしたら世界の常識を覆すような大きな共通点に。
This may not have any direct connection to the killer, but I discovered something the cases have in common that's important. It might even be world-changing. Nikonia? They're all... The first one, the second one, and the fourth one. These were all people famous on Nikonia. The only outlier is the third one. I could see Koski gasp in surprise.
マジかよ。
Seriously?
す
Wow. Everyone was looking at me as I explained everything piece by piece.
まず今回の渡部氏殺害事件がニュージェネの狂気の再来と呼ばれる一連の事件の延長線上にあるという話。
First, Watchface murder was part of what people are calling the return of the new gen madness.
でもよ、さっきも言ったけど、ただの窒息死なんだろ？
I said this before, but didn't he just suffocate to death?
いや違う。
No, that's not completely accurate.
渡部の死因は確かに窒息死だけど、単に口の中いっぱいに力士シールを詰め込まれて死んだわけじゃない。
Watanabe suffocated, yes, but not just from having the sumo sticker stuffed into his mouth. Really? What would it be then?
どういうことだ？
What do you mean? I stopped for a moment and took a deep breath. I knew that when I imagined it, I was going to shiver again.
彼は力士シールを胃の中までいっぱいに詰め込まれて死んだらしい。
His entire stomach was full of sumo stickers when he died. The only way that would happen is if someone cut open his stomach and put it in there, which has happened before. There's the man-child, but I think the man... Okay, no, they were still alive when that happened with the man-child case. Yeah, I don't know. They either had to put it in, through surgery, or he had to be diluted into eating non-stop. And I think this might be what Takeru's gonna get at, that all these people, their deaths were like somewhat delayed. Okay, let's just keep going. His entire stomach was full of sumo stickers when he died. Everyone's eyes went wide. I could tell that they were trying to figure out what the meaning of what I just said.
胃の中まで？それって。
Inside his stomach too? Is that...
そう。力士シールを無理やり、それも噛み砕くことなく原型を残したまま、大量に飲み込んで、あるいは飲まされて。
That's right. He's willingly swallowed, or was forced to swallow, a huge amount of sumo stickers. Since they were found undamaged in his stomach, we know he didn't chew them either.
それが原因で窒息して死んだ。
That's how he suffocated and died.
そういうことになる。
That's what happened. He swallowed it without chewing. So... It couldn't possibly have been a delusion of delicious food, like the Don't Look one had. Because if you have delicious food, you would still chew it. That's what happened.
そいつはまた。
That's...
雑どころじゃないんだ。むしろあまりにも変質的なんだよ。
That's not sloppy. That's insane.
だったら確かに今回の事件も一連の事件と同じ流れの中にあるってことになるわけか。
This, which means that this incident is just like the others then, huh? I nodded and wrote down a brief overview of Watabe's death and pinned it to the map. Watabe incident. Watabe Tomoaki, 22. Oh, that's also another connection between them, is they're all in their 20s. Nikoniya News. Estimated time of death, 1:28 p.m. on October 10, 2015. Location, Shibuya Ward, Udagawa, Hekiho Academy. Cause of death, asphyxiation. Case details: the victim came to Hekiho Academy to interview the school's newspaper club. At the time of the interview, he hadn't appeared at the gym where it was to be held. He appeared much later. He had to moan in pain and spit out sumo stickers before he collapsed and died. The victim's stomach was severely swollen and a huge number of, presumably, stickers were found inside it. During the autopsy, the victim was a popular web journalist who something important stories using aggressive methods. Okay, I nodded. Okay. Okay.
だがな、宮代。それがさっき言ってた世界の常識を覆すほどの共通点なのか？
But wait, Miyashiro, is that important enough to overturn everything we know about the world?
いや、今のはただ渡部氏殺害事件が連続殺人事件の一環であるということを確認しただけで、もちろん本題はこの先にある。
No, that was just confirming that his death was the same as the other murders. I'm just about to get to the main point. I stopped talking for a second and looked around at everyone's face.
まず、こっちみんなと呼ばれている第一の事件の被害者、大谷優馬。彼は未来がわかると言っていた。
First, the victim in the Don't Look case, Otani Yuma, said he could see the future. So I mean, like, I feel like Nikaniya has to be involved, right? Because, like, there has to be a reason that Nikaniya is just so prevalent in this title, in Chaos Child. Because, like, I'm trying to think, is there other ones? The Chaos had Noah, there was Nozami, I think. They're brought up now and then, but I mean, I guess they're practically revealed to be the villains very early. Robotics Notes. They had the Exoskeleton Company. And I guess it was pretty obvious that they were involved somehow in what's going on. But I feel like this game's version of those is Nikoniya, right? Like, Nikoniya is connected to everything. So it has to be related. It's like a Chekhov's whatever, right?
んなのただの煽り文句だろ。
That's just a silly gimmick.
いいから最後まで聞けって。
Just let me finish. He just shrugged and stopped talking.
第二の事件、音漏れ炭。被害者、高柳百音の歌声には妙な魅力があったってファンは口を揃えて証言してる。
As for Takeyanagi Momone, the girl in the audio bleed case, her fans all claimed her voice had a strange power to it.
聞いているだけでトランス状態になれるって。
They said that just listening to it could put you into a trance.
あの刑事さん、そんなようなことを言ってた。
Yep, that's what the detective was saying.
クラブとかで踊ってる連中と同じだろ。音楽や歌が聴いてる人間をトランス状態にするのはよくあることだ。
That's no different than people dancing at a club, though, right? There's nothing unusual about songs and music putting people into a trance.
人をそういう状態にするにはそれなりの条件が必要だろ。クラブなんかはそういう効果をもたらすために作られた閉鎖空間だ。
But you need pretty specific conditions to create that effect, though, right? That's basically the whole point of a club.
でも高柳百音がストリートライブをしていた場所は違う。何の設備もない路上だ。
But Takeyanagi Momone did all her concerts on the street with no equipment at all.
まあいいや、続けてくれ。
Well, whatever. Keep talking.
そして第3の事件、回転デッドの被害者柿田博則。彼はまるで顧客の心が読めているみたいだったそうだ。
And then there's the victim of the revolving dead case, Kakita Hironori. Supposedly he was capable of reading his clients' minds.
おい、まさか。
I feel like that was only very recent information the game gave us. Like, we only learned he was capable of doing that, like, when Onoe relayed that to us. Huh, wait, you're not saying. Ito seemed to realize what I was trying to say. My partner. That's my partner for you. He's got good intuition.
渡部のあの写真、力士シールの表情が違うってことは言ったよな。
I said the expression is different on the sumo sticker in Watabe's photo, right? I'd already told everyone that the expression on the sumo stickers I'd photographed at the Love Hotel, the one in Watabe's article, were different.
最初あれはコラージュか何かだと思った。実際渡部にはそういう噂があったからな。でもどうやら違うらしいんだ。
At first, I thought it was a photo editing or something. There were rumors that Watabe was doing that. In fact, but evidently that's not it.
刑事に確認してみたんだよ。そしたら渡部の撮った写真には改ざんされた形跡はなかったらしい。
I asked the detective and he told me that there were no signs that Watabe's photo was digitally altered. Was Watabe able to, like, create a photo with his mind, but it was different because he used his mind's eye instead of an actual image?
となると考えられる可能性は
Which means there's a chance that many of Watabe's too good to be true photographs weren't taken with a camera. He probably used some form of psychic photography. I wrote everything that occurred to me down on a memo and pinned it to the map. And that's why they killed him. Yeah, Watabe Tomoaki, 22. Why are they all 22? Does that have something to do with Chaos Child? Chaos Child Syndrome? Watabe's image wasn't real, taken with psychic photography. Sticker on Watabe's article is different than one I photographed. Ito laughed as they put it up.
いやいや待てって。いくらなんでもそりゃないだろう。
No, no, wait, come on, you can't be serious. It is a little weird. Like, how would Watabe be able to take an image with psychic photography and then turn it into a computer file and upload it to the internet?
しんちゃん、今ので分かったの？
Shin-chan, did he figure it out from that? Kazuki seemed irritated that Ito figured out the answer before her. She started to bang on the wall like she always did.
っておいこらやめとけ。
Hey, come on, stop that.
要するに宮代はこう言いたいんだ。
So basically this is what you're trying to say, right?
今回の事件の被害者に共通するのは全員不可解とも思える現象を引き起こしていたという点だ。それが意味するのは
What all these victims have in common is that they all did things that would seem impossible, and that means they... Yes, it means that they used tricks to control others' minds, had special powers, were aliens from outer space.
そう彼らはみんな
That's right, they all...
彼らは特殊な能力を持っていた。そうだな。
They all had some kind of special power, right? Ito took the words right out of my mouth.
特殊ってつまり？
Special? Wait, do you mean...
尾上が新庄さんから聞いた言葉で言うなら能力者つまり超能力者ってことだよ。
Onoi heard Shinjo-san use the word psychics. They had psychic powers.
超能力？
Psychic powers?
超能力ってミステリー小説だったら奮発物どころか読者が怒っちまうぜ。
Psychic powers? If this was a mystery novel, the readers would be so pissed off right now. Don't break the fourth wall like that. Don't be fucking self-aware about... just in general, just don't be self-aware about something that you know will piss people off, but you're not doing it in a way that's like different. you're literally just doing the thing. Who knows? It might put a twist on it, but still.
残念ながらこれは小説じゃない。事実だ。
Unfortunately, this isn't a book. It's real.
だったらなおさらだよ。なあみんな。
So it's all the more reason, right, everyone? Ito looked around at the others, expecting them to agree. But while Kazuki had looked surprised for a moment, she quickly returned to her usual inscrutable expression. Surika was excited about something completely different.
超能力ってあれでしょ？こう透明になって女子更衣室に忍び込んだりするやつ。
Psychic powers? So like, what, you can turn invisible and sneak inside the girls' locker room? I guess they have a very broad idea of what a psychic power is. I think when I think of a psychic power, I think of like... I don't know, turning invisible just seems like either a power on its own or like magic. Psychic? I mean, is magic and psychic the same thing? I feel like they're not really the same thing. Because magic isn't necessarily something you do with your mind, and superpowers aren't necessarily something you do with your mind, but psychic is inherently something you do with your mind. No, 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 no. Where'd that come from?
まあ、そういうのもあるかもしれないけど、普通はテレパシーとか。
Well, that might be one power, but normally it means more like telepathy or something.
あ、テレパシーいいな。携帯電話とかいらないから料金かからないし。
Oh, telepathy, that's great. You wouldn't need a cell phone. You can make calls for free. Forget it, I just give up on trying to talk to her about anything complicated.
でもさ、超能力なんて言い始めたら何でもありだろう。それこそ誰かが遠くから超能力を使って殺人を犯したとか。
But once you start talking about psychic powers, where do you stop? Like, you could say that someone used psychic powers to kill them from a distance.
いや、超能力って言っても、多分そこまで便利なものじゃないんじゃないかな。
No, I don't think they're that powerful.
せいぜい一つの能力しか使えないとか。
Like, maybe you only get one power or something.
それに忘れてもらっちゃ困るけど、超能力者なのは犯人ではなく被害者だってことだ。
Don't forget, it's not the killer who has the powers, it's the victims.
でも被害者が超能力者ってことは犯人もそうだってことも考えられるだろう。
But if the victims have them, we can assume that the killer might have them as well, right?
まあな。
Well, yeah. That was certainly possible. Or no, it might actually be very likely.
ああ、そういえばさ。
Oh, come to think of it. Sarka cut the two of us off. Her voice was easygoing, unconcerned. So, I guess that explains. I mean, yeah, it's whoever's putting up the stickers has psychic powers to put up the stickers and also look through them. Circa cut the two of us off. Her voice was easygoing and unconcerned.
前にアットチャンネルか何かでそういう都市伝説があるってタク言ってなかった？確か渋谷で生活してると不思議な力が身につくとか。
Didn't you say something about an urban legend like that on At Channel or something? Something about how if you lived in Shibuya, you could get strange powers? Chaos Child Syndrome? I mean, that's it. That's pretty exclusive to Shibuya, right? That's right. Wait a second. In Robotics Notes Elite, that was the only other installment in the Science Adventure series where characters had powers but weren't explicitly called Gigalomaniacs. And this happened on the it was like the SS Anemone when what was his face? Kaito and Akiho got blasted by like what high levels of EM or whatever, some kind of like radiation from the silent weapons, and then they developed the power of like superhuman reactions. Oh, hold up. This game happens before the events of Robotics Notes Elite, I'm pretty sure. So, what if Okay. Think back. Robotics Notes Elite, the leaderboard for Kill Ballad. You had Takanoi, you had like the Bob Lee, you had other people, I forget. But basically, when Kaito was playing against them, he noticed that these people had superhuman reactions or superhuman, like, something, like precision or whatever. And eventually, we find out in the game that all of these people were actually killed off in real life and replaced with programs or AI. Now, I don't think those are the same people in this game. I don't think the new gen victims 2.0 are the same as the people on the leaderboard. But I think there's sort of the same mechanism going on where it's like these people were quote-unquote psychics from the silent weapon. Kaito and Akiho got it from the silent weapon to develop their powers. And these people, after the third melt, got psychic powers. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. That's right. How could I have forgotten something so important?
ああ、それなら俺も知ってるけどさ。でもあれって地震で死んだ人の霊が取り付くとかなんとか言われてる話だろ?
Yeah, I've heard that too, but that's supposedly because the spirits of the people who died in the earthquake make a home inside your body.
いくらなんでもそれはな。
That seems too far of a leap in logic to me.
例の話は後付けで、現象だけは実際のものだとしたら。
What if the thing about the spirits came later and only the powers themselves were real?
んなこと言ってもさ。
Even so, I still don't know about that.
火のないところに煙は立たないって言うよ。
They say where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
火の気のないところに火をつけて回るのがアットチャンネルだろうが。
Setting fires where there weren't any before is exactly what that channel does, right?
それはそうだけど。
It's true, but...
でも尾上は聞いたんだよな。能力者がどうとか言うのは。
But Onoe heard them saying something about psychics, didn't she?
そうだよ。警察の人が言ってたもん。
That's right, yes, the policeman was talking about it.
だからってよ。
Well, that doesn't mean Ito still didn't seem willing to accept it. Well, I could understand that, even though I thought this was a little crazy. For some reason, it felt to me like this was the explanation closest to the truth.
伊藤の言いたいこともわかる。でも仮説の一つとして考えておいてもいいとは思わないか?
I understand what you're trying to say, but can we at least consider it as a hypothesis?
それはまあ。
Well, maybe. He fell silent. Normally, Katsuki would have gone bored with all this talking, gone back to her computer, but today she wasn't moving. She wasn't participating in our conversation, but for once she seemed interested.
まあ、100歩譲って宮代の仮説が正しいとしようじゃないか。じゃあ、もう一つの共通点との関係は?
Well, even if your theory is right, what does that have to do with the other thing they have in common?
もう一つの共通点って?
The other thing they have in common?
力士シールだろ。
The Sumo stickers.
あ、そっか。
Alright. Sumo stickers are involved in this case too. No, you could say that this time they're actually the murder weapon.
そもそもなんで全ての現場に力士シールがあるんだろうな。
Why does every crime scene have a sticker there anyway?
普通に考えたら殺された人が残すんだよね。ダイビングメッセージだっけ?
Normally you'd leave it on the body of the person you killed. I think they called it a diving message.
ダイイングな。
A dying message, yeah. A message left by someone on the verge of death. They're often utilized in mysteries where they're left behind by the murder victim as a clue to find the killer. There have been several cases where dying messages were left behind by real murder victims.
でも今回の場合は狂気そのものが力士シールなんだからそれは当てはまらない。
But But this time the stickers themselves were the murder weapons, so that doesn't count.
となると犯人が置いてったってことだよな。自分がやったってことを分からせるためか、あるいは
Which means that the killer put them there. Maybe it was to say that they were the ones. Maybe it was to say that they're the ones who did it, or maybe
誰かに何らかのメッセージを送るためか。
to send a message to someone, huh? Which means that card would have some kind of meaning that all the victims understood. But the only thing they have in common is that we know about net. But the only thing they have in common that we know about now is that they had special powers. Maybe all of these psychics. I mean, I'm probably right about the whole Chaos Child thing. And like the third melt giving them powers, but if all of these victims were to interpret some meaning, were to be able to interpret some meaning from the sticker, and the sticker represents God in the temple, then maybe all these victims were at least somewhat related to a cult. Maybe that's how they got their powers. And they're getting killed off because maybe they left. I'm less confident on that one. But the only thing they have in common now that we know about now is that they had special powers.
あ、電話だ。
Oh, my phone's ringing. Is it from Takaru's phone? Sorika took her phone out of her pocket and looked at the screen, then frowned and looked at me.
のんちゃんから。
It's from Nonchan.
ということで、吉祥寺で今行列ができているラーメン店3つご紹介しました。
So we just introduced 3 ramen restaurants in Kichijoji that are so popular that the lines are stretching out the door. I think it's very suspicious that they have Shibuya 107 framed frequently here. I wonder if Shibuya 107 is this quote-unquote cult that's producing psychics.
どうですか？気になるお店ありましたか？
Well, did you see one that caught your eye?
2つ目のつけ麺のお店が気になりますね。魚介スープではなく味噌ラーメン風のスープというのが新しいなと思いまして。
The second one, we dipped the noodles in sauce, caught my eye. Using a miso-style broth so seafood for the base strikes me as very innovative.
そうですね。味噌といってもつけ麺用にアレンジされていて、結構さっぱりしているんですよね。
That's right. They've adjusted the miso so it works as a dipping sauce, and it's not as heavy as you'd think.
今テロップが出ていますね。
They just put something on screen, didn't they?
速報です。今日お昼頃、フリージャーナリストの渡部智明さん22歳が
Breaking news. This afternoon, freelance journalist Watabe Tamawaki-san, age 22. There's a large sign at the top of the screen which read, Freelance journalist Watabe Tamawaki-san dies violently during speech.
渋谷署では事件・事故の両方の可能性があるとして渡部さんの死因や病気の有無など詳しく調べています。
The Shibuya police are still deciding if it's a murder or suicide and are performing a detailed investigation into Watabe-san's health and the cause of his death.
渡部さんはつい先日
Watabe-san was in the news recently for writing an
渋谷で
article.
大量に貼られている歴史シールと連続自殺事件に関連性があるという内容のスクープ記事を書き注目されていました。
It connected the string of suicides that have been plaguing Shibuya lately with a large amount of so-called sumo stickers that have been found in the area. Here, Watabe's dead. What, you mean the Watabe? Wow, that's a shock. Yeah. What is this? Watabe, I'm gonna cry. You knew him? No, but I thought he was great. Just a fan, huh? Lol, lol. He seems really smart. Who are these people? You know, when you look at him, he isn't all that hot. So is his face in the end, lol. Why'd he die anyway? I don't know, but that's what they're saying on Rhine. Wasn't he on TV yesterday? He was striking an article at how the sumo stickers in Shibuya are bad news. What? He was the one putting them up? Lol. No, lol. He didn't put them up. But the sumo stickers had something to do with the case. The new generation madness, you know. Was Watabe killed? By the people putting up the sumo stickers? Scary shit, lol. Those eyes are God's eyes? Huh? Uh-huh. Question mark? Those eyes are God's eyes? Those eyes are... Oh, what the fuck? Interesting. Bad news. Watabe Tomoaki dead, lol. LOL? Damn. King George, shadow counter-revolutionary, at reproduction prohibited. According to an announcement by the Shibuya Metropolitan Police, on the afternoon of the 10th at around 1 p.m., Watabe Tomoaki was found dead. Sorry, I'm chewing on something. Yeah. Shibuya police are investigating both the possibility of an accident as well as a potential murder or suicide and are looking into the cause of Watabe-san's death and any illnesses he may have had. First post. Rest in peace, skipping the ASCII art. Rest in peace, lols. The Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude is giving me a boner. You had to dance with hard luck, huh? Rest in peace, that's what you get. Holy shit, who? Rip. Rest in peace, lol. Whose eyes are those eyes? Rest in peace, lol. Did you learn too much? Darkness, the sumo stickers runs deep. Wait, this is seriously scary. How come you guys are laughing? Somebody has to have killed him, right? Holy shit. Today's the fucking 10th. New generation madness, so it's begun. Rest in peace. The sumo stickers are good. No objections allowed. Sumo stickers... My god. The sumo stickers are god. No objections allowed. So in the first game... Whose eyes are those eyes? Referred to, I think, Shogun's ability to, like, project his vision out. The consciousness or whatever. I don't think it was the Committee of 300 that it referred to. But, man, it would be really funny if I was wrong about that and it actually was referring to the Committee of 300 and I just didn't understand the game enough. But in this case, I think, okay, so the sumo stickers opening their third eye to look at you is God's eyes, I suppose. Or quote-unquote, those eyes. Glad that asshole's dead. Which one of you guys did this? That's what you get. Huh, so the dates match again? 14. Those eyes are God's eyes? Whose eyes are those eyes? Why do you hate him? Why do you guys hate him so much? He's just some loser plagiarist. Rest in peace. So, who's this guy again? Don't put out a breaking news update just because this dumbass died. I was recording a fucking Conan. Worship the sumo stickers. Die. That proves it. Next one will be on October 23rd. The sumo stickers are God. No objections allowed. Repent of your sins. There will be more victims. Okay. So it's definitely a cult. You're kidding me, lol. The guy reports on all the stuff and ends up killing himself. Sumo stickers are God. The sumo stickers are God. Sumo stickers are God. It's a return to New Generation Madness and I can't bear it. Return to the New Generation Madness 1. Okay, he's just relaying stuff. Return to the New Generation Madness War under debate to be continued. 41, you're late. 41, that's what I'm here to see. Sumo stickers are God. Wait, what is this? Like, this is ASCII art of what exactly? Like, are those whiskers? Are those supposed to be eyes? But why are there 3 of them? Are those 2 eyes and an open mouth? What is this? I can't make out what this is supposed to represent. I'm even squinting my eyes. It almost looks like a building. This right here. Snow Stickers are God, Snow Stickers are God, Snow Stickers are God. And up just like Watanabe said, huh? Snow Stickers will save the world. Troll somewhere else. Maybe Watanabe killed himself to prove his article is right. If so, then he's got my respect. The miraculous carnival is about to begin. Snow Stickers are God, Snow Stickers are God. What's happening in Shibuya? Snow Stickers are God. Snow Stickers are God, Snow Stickers are God. Rest in peace.